Well, Jason, first of all, I'm really impressed at your work ethic. Like, you are really on it. You know, when you were telling me a little bit more about what you're doing, and then I started looking into it, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I really overcame all my problems. Years ago, I overcame my problems. I didn't let them stand in my way. I've been pretty lean. I've been under 7 to 8% body fat. I have somewhat some knowledge on nutrition and stuff.
Yeah, what's your body fat right now, do you think?
I'm holding good size, and my midsection doesn't look so bad. I'm probably around 15 right now.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, I notice you're thick. You have a lot of muscle. You built a lot of muscle. So what is your
Yeah.
let's take it from the beginning because the last video didn't record. So what is your goal right now?
Well, this year I have a movie I want to get in shape for my movie. And then next year maybe go dip my way back in the competition after the movie's over. The problem is Lenny got sick. You know, Lenny's not competing in the North Carolina show. And because there's no North Carolina show with Dale and Lenny and Andrew Floor and me, there's no Ments. There's nothing to be, if there's no Ments for my fans to see, it's just going to be boring. Nobody's going to watch it. It's not going to be entertaining. We want the whole crew there. I mean, if I'm just going to compete, it's not Menti. It's just, without Lenny, it's nothing.
Okay, so you don't need to get competition shredded. You need to get in better shape for your movie. What exactly do you want to look like for your movie?
About 10% body for 5% lower.
Okay. And when is the movie? When's your deadline to look like that?
The movie's between December and January. I haven't got the exact dates on it. But basically, I sent the Ford my life stage. She wants me to grow my hair out. Like Susan is her name, the casting director. And she basically, for the movie, she basically said she wants me to grow my hair 6 inches like Luke. They're going to dye my hair. They're going to make me look. They're going to CGI some of the stuff, like the face, to make it look like Luke. They're going to do different body, because I'm muscular. They're going to do different body shots so I don't look as muscular. By manipulation, they want me to practice my lightsaber skills. I send her my lightsaber skills, and tonight she'll probably look at it in about a week or something, because she's very busy. She travels a lot. So as soon as she looks at it, she'll let me know, you know, what the case is. But I've been on YouTube for a very, very, very long time. I'm the original creator of YouTube, I think, fitness. I got on YouTube. So if you look at videos today, a lot of videos are no older than 10, 12 years old. I've been on, some of my videos are 11 years old, bro.
How old are you?
When I started on YouTube, I was 23 years old. I'm 34 now, 11 years ago.
Whoa, I'm 36. You look a lot younger than me, though.
Yeah, I take good care of myself. That's the thing. I had a lot of knowledge in fitness for many years. I think I did abuse the drugs a little bit, but, you know, everybody does a little bit of abuse here and there.
What were your previous, what were some of your most hardcore cycles so that I know?
Probably 2017, 15, I was running about, probably 2015 wasn't my hardest, because I was 180 in that show. Probably my driest and leanest was probably 7 or 8, and I was about running probably about 8 grams of drugs a month.
A month. Okay, so 2 grams a week. Where'd you get the protocols from? Boston Lloyd?
No, well, yeah, I got some of the knowledge, not from Boston Lloyd, from Gaspari, actually, after he retired. The stack.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean that negative about Boston Lloyd.
Because he gave his stack out in 2 after he retired. He gave some of his secrets in his book. If you read Richard Gaspari's book, he talks about his stack when he retired, how heavy it was, how much he was using, and I was using that and that protocol, and then I really abused in 2000. That's why I'm kind of letting my receptors heal, because I ran about 10,000 milligrams in a month for 2017.
Did you notice that when you did high doses of gear that you actually could lose weight, like you go flat? That's what happens to me when I run high doses.
Yeah, I got a little flat, but I was really muscular in 2017. I was sitting about 8 or 9.5%, about 194 pounds. So I packed on about 15 pounds of more muscle compared to that 2015 show where I was 179. I packed about 15 pounds. It was a lot of muscle, man.
We'll get into what protocol might be best for you for your movie. Tell me what it makes you feel like to play the good guys in the Star Wars versus your character. You play like the Vader Everything I see is themed Vader.
I think it's kind of cool changing it up and being the good guy for once. It should be an interesting role, getting my feet wet, playing Luke Skywalker's father, Luke's father, Luke Skywalker, the father of Darth Vader. I think it's pretty cool that I'm being in a fan movie, and doing that type of stuff. It's entertaining. I think it's really cool, and I'm going to enjoy this. It's going to be fun. It's a couple $1,000,000 film. If I get royalties for the rest of my life, I can just sit back, collect $5,000 a month, and not even work. That's great.
That's nice. So okay, so one thing that made me nervous about you is you order 66 people, which is a dangerous and powerful tool you need to use responsibly, but you choose the Vader theme, which is like the bad guy, and I've had a friend in the past who liked being the bad guy, and sometimes he would do bad things to people because he wanted to actually be a bad guy in a movie. Is there any part of you that just likes doing bad things, or what? Why did you pick the bad guy?
I think I was tormented because a lot of things, and I'll tell you, Tony Hugh, a lot of people use me in the fitness industry, but I felt betrayed by my own people. PJ Braun, who used to be, Iron Mag Labs, I exposed him. Nobody ever heard of PJ Braun until I exposed him, and then he became famous and piggybacked off me and built a huge empire because of me. If it wasn't for me, he would have been practically nobody would have ever heard of how PJ Braun was. Also, another person who used me used to be in fitness was a couple other people, like fitness people, and I felt stabbed and I felt abandoned and abused. So I rebelled. I said, "Fuck this! I don't like the way the fitness community is treating me. I guess I'm a bad guy. People treating me like shit and stabbing all over me."
Got it. Okay, so I did see you. I did see you with PJ Braun doing a collab. He was teaching you how to pose. It looked like you're getting along with him, and so things are cordial.
It changed. It changed over the years. Once he built his company big enough, he kind of dumped me in the gutter.
But you live in Florida, right? How far are you from PJ?
We're about 25 minutes in driving distance.
Wow, that's close. That's too bad you can't patch it up. Well, maybe you will. We have long lives ahead of us. Maybe everything will get patched up.
Maybe down when I'm older. But I just wish the best. He's having a lot of problems with his company right now. I don't want to go into it.
Yeah.
Some things.
All right, so let's talk about your cycle then. Losing 5% fat in 4 or 5 months, or whatever, is easy, right?
It is
crazy.
It is.
What do you think? What do you think I could help you with beyond just doing what you did in the past?
Well, you're sending me stuff in the mail. That's what I want to need to know what I'm going to get, because I'm going to stock all the stuff with the stuff I have in my house. I have about 3 bottles of Trin acetate. I have about 3 bottles of test, which will last me a whole 100 tablets of Anavar, 50 milligrams, and some diuretics if I need them on hand, but like light ones, like natural ones, not the really hardcore ones, like little natural ones you get a GNC water pull out or whatever.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want you to keep it as legal as possible. So I'm going to try to connect you with someone that can get you prescriptions for some of these things, first of all. Also, Jason, do you ever travel internationally? Or you don't travel that much. I know you don't travel much.
I don't travel that much, but I do travel. I mean, if you were to travel me out to California when you're out there, I could stay with you as long as possible. If you needed me to get fucking shredded condition for 10%, I would stay with you however long and eat the food and do what I need to do to get there.
Okay, that's something to consider. Yeah, actually, it would have been interesting to have this conversation earlier, because I'm doing for Generation Iron these insane transformations, but now I'm running out of time up to the grand finale, which is me competing in the Lake Tahoe show. So now I have to focus on that part of it. Okay, so I'm going to make some calls and have stuff and ask some friends to get you some stuff. And we can go over the protocol and how to use those when you receive those. So that could be another video.
So how do I get them? Are they going to meet them somewhere?
No. People will mail you things, and then I'll explain to you how I would use them for what you're
So
trying.
what? So what are they? What do you
Well,
think?
the main things I would have you try. Have you experienced with SARMs very much in the past?
Not that many. The only one I did try was MK6 and 7. That was the HGH timer where you sleep one.
How did that work for you?
Got a hard, grainy feel from it.
Well, okay, so that one I would normally use for fat loss, injury recovery, mainly those two. Those are the main things. Yes, building some muscle.
What do you think? What do you think is better? Do you think Zarm is the new type of steroid, or you think it's better than steroid, in your opinion?
SARMs are close to as effective as steroids. So SARMs are here, steroids are here,
So
and
what do you think is safe? What do you think is a little safer? Would you not less potent, a little safer would you?
SARMs are safer than steroids. But then now we're injecting the SARMs, and now we're seeing more effective than steroids and with less side effects. Like
Yeah.
there's now no
So
reason.
this is a new thing. This is a news thing, basically.
Yeah, yeah. So we've been experimenting with injecting SARMs for the last few years. I didn't start injecting. Well, I did actually inject them a long time ago, but it was Ostarine, and I didn't like injecting Ostarine.
Arserine used to be very good back in the day. I remember that in pill form was very. They gave you a very hard look.
It was a good starting SARM, yeah. But like even at your level where you had a lot of experience with things like Trenbolone, Ostarine kind of weak for you. Ostarine would be like you taking Anavar. Ostarine to me is
Yeah.
kind of the Anavar of
Yeah.
SARMs.
So
So
what are you gonna send me in the mail? You thinking?
well, you probably well okay. So you don't need the dry hard look right now. Right now you can focus on kind of gaining muscle, burning fat, sort of recomping, and then as it gets closer to the movie, then you can focus on pulling the water out and hardening up, just like a competition, except for you don't have
Yeah.
to use extreme. So in the beginning, you might want to use something like Ligandrol, LGD 4033, something that puts on a little bit more muscle size, but doesn't really help the muscle definition much. And then as it goes on
Yeah.
closer, we start looking at things like S23, RAD 140, and S4.
Yeah. So also you're gonna send me some of your other natural supplements like your water pills and all your other stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And you know, again, like the water pills, for example, then it's not going to matter that much now you pull off water, but it will later. But if you
So what
experiment,
do you think if I weigh right? I'll tell you what I weigh right now. What do you think I'm gonna go down to? I'm sitting at about 216 right now at 15%. If I get down to 10, what do you think I'm gonna climb? If I preserve all my muscle fibers, what do you think I'll come down to?
well, that's a simple math equation. You just have to take the percentage, and I'm not in the math mood right now.
What would you say, like 15 pounds of body fat if I preserve it
We
all?
could ask Siri. We could say, all right, 15% of 216 is, you know.
What would you say, about 200 pounds, probably around there?
Yeah, but you might also gain muscle too. I mean, I guess the you'd probably want to gain by then. You could easily gain 5 pounds of muscle and lose 10 pounds of fat. Be easy with no health side effects and minimal supplement.
It'd be about 206 at 10% body fat. What's a good body for a movie?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Remember, the movie on camera usually you look bigger depending on how they're shooting it.
Yeah.
So usually they want you to be on the leaner side than the bigger side. Muscle
So
definition.
10. That's where you want to be, is 10% for a movie. That's the golden body fat.
Yeah, 10% is like probably what most actors in movies that people think are in really good shape. They're probably around 10%.
Yeah. So what do you think I was my leanest? Looking at my old videos would impress you. What do you think my leanest year was? Would impress you the most?
I have not seen you get super shredded. I'd love to see it, and I don't know how lean. I don't know which video I've seen that you look the leanest, but you
It's
had the amount of muscle. I would love to see you get ultra shredded. I think you would blow the world away if you did.
Yeah, that's why I think I should figure out how I think the lowest I ever was 8 back in the Adam Harper era when I was doing all that massive amount of cardio. But I think the thing is I ate a lot of muscle when I was doing that.
Mm. Okay, so I did watch the training video. The hacks press video, and I saw more talking than I saw working out, which is great. It's funny and entertaining. And you mentioned my name in it, which was cool. That was fun to hear.
The old videos are very hardcore. Have you watched the old videos?
Okay, no, I need to see what your hardcore training looks like. So I'll go back and
go back to like 10 years ago, 8 years ago. It was really hardcore back then.
Okay, I'll check it out. So do you think, as I get older, 36, it's hard for me to train as hard as I used to? Like I used to be crazy intense. Do you think you can pull that intensity back again?
If I don't injure myself, I have to really watch. Like the only thing I got to watch out for is deadlifts and squats because it really hurts me bad. I have a slip disc in my back and my vertebrae and deadlifts are not good in squats because I have a compressed disc.
So what about a bent over row? You're bending over and you're rowing for your back.
That's okay if I wear a back brace, but I can't go super heavy because this disc is killing me there.
Okay, you can do heavy. You can do heavy. Oh, here, Trevor, come say hi.
Trevor, what a freak! Hey, what's up, brother?
I can hear you guys talking. I'm in the other room.
What do you got? What are you doing? Taking a nap?
Oh, I was, man, but I could barely sleep. I think we're going to go to the gym pretty soon here.
What time is it there now? It's like 8 or 9 o'clock, 7 o'clock?
8:18 p.m.
Yeah, 8. It gets later and later when I work out now, and I just don't work out.
Yeah. Older you get, the harder it gets, my friend.
Oh, every day.
You know that Trevor's only, how old are you?
I'm 29.
29.
Wow, late 20s.
Yeah. I met him when he was like 26, and I couldn't believe it because he looks a lot older. And, of course, he's one of the biggest guys I've ever seen. So to see a 26-year-old that big.
Well, even bending over like this, my back's hurt.
Yeah, he's got a lot of injuries too. Okay, Trevor, you install the app. Okay, so here, let's do this, Jason. Let's I'll do. Okay, I'm gonna look at your old training videos, see the intensity. I am gonna come out to Florida sometime. I do want to hang out with the Blackstone crew, PJ's crew, and PJ over there, and check out that lifestyle, and then train with you and enjoy Florida and hopefully some Latina women. Oh, speaking of women, I heard that you got with a lady boy. Is that true?
Yes, one time I did.
Go, Jason.
Yeah, go, Jason, Trevor said.
She was.
Okay, so this is what's fascinating to me is, people would call you retarded or something like that. I don't know what word.
No, I'm not retarded. I'm smart, man, in many ways.
I'm realizing that. I don't think, I don't know. I don't know if most people realize that or if they're trolling you or what, but
they're trolling me. They're trolling me, man. They're trolling me.
They're trolling you, but they're also fans, and that it's a weird dynamic. So I totally
it's a weird cult following, man.
Yeah, it is. I misunderstood, but that's what makes it interesting because you think it's one thing, and then you start watching and getting to know you, and you realize it's something different and actually much deeper. So I don't think I'll ever get tired of watching you now that I'm getting to really know you. So I
have a lot of fans around the world. I just think people don't realize that I'm older now and I have more injuries. It's not as easy as it used to be going into the gym and walking to the door like I own the joint. It's just not that easy. I have aches. I have pains. I'm hurting. I'm not 23 years old like when I first started on YouTube, or I was bashing weights 500 pounds for deadlifts.
Yeah. Okay, I have one more question for you before we sign off, and then I'll watch your workout videos, and then when you get the stuff in the mail, we'll go over a protocol. But the first video I ever saw of you was probably 3 years ago, because that's when I started watching YouTube fitness stuff more, maybe 4 years ago. And it was you doing bicep curls, but saying that you're working your triceps.
That was a joke. It was a joke. I
thought it must be a joke, but you were so good at acting it.
It's an act. It's an
I
act.
always wondered.
It's an act, man.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Well, cool. All right, Jason. Then let's stay in touch, and then when you get the stuff, then we'll go over a per.
Now, listen, if it comes in the mail, it's not gonna like be a shady where it comes in my mail and they confiscate it. Sometimes they do that stuff.
No. You're not going to get anything illegal.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Is it gonna be a oral liquid or injectable?
That's what we'll find out. I just made a couple quick phone calls and said hook them up, and so when you get hooked up, then let me know what you got, and I'll tell you how to use it.
All right, brother.
All right, Jason. Good talking to you.